Have you ever wondered why some people seem to attract money effortlessly while others struggle no matter how hard they work? The truth is, wealth doesn't come from luck, it comes from mindset and strategy. Today, we're going to uncover 10 powerful money principles that successful people rarely talk about. These are not theories, they are real strategies that can transform the way you think about income, opportunities, and financial freedom. If you've ever felt stuck, working harder but not getting ahead, this video is for you. You'll discover why money follows speed, how to turn your expenses into income streams, and why solving problems is the fastest way to attract wealth. These principles are simple, practical, and tested by those who've built real success. Not overnight tricks, but timeless strategies that work in any economy. Before we dive in, I want to remind you, building wealth starts with knowledge and action. If you find value in what you're about to learn, support this journey by subscribing to Merchant Wisdom and hitting the like button. Your engagement helps us share these life-changing ideas with more people who need them. Are you ready to shift your mindset and unlock the secrets that most people overlook? Let's get started with the first principle. Money comes from unsolved problems. Money is not hiding in your wallet. It's hidden in the problems people face every day. Every dollar you earn is a reward for solving a problem. The bigger and more urgent the problem, the higher the value people are willing to pay for the solution. Think about it. People pay doctors because they want to get rid of pain. They pay lawyers because they want to avoid trouble. They pay software companies because they want convenience and efficiency. The core principle is simple. Money flows to problem solvers. Many people make the mistake of chasing money instead of looking for problems. They ask, how can I make more money? When the better question is, what problems can I solve and for whom? When you shift your focus to this mindset, opportunities will appear everywhere. For example, busy parents often struggle to manage their schedules, especially when it comes to picking up and dropping off their kids. Someone saw this gap and created a child transportation service, a simple yet powerful solution. Today, such services have grown into entire businesses because they address a real need. The beauty of this principle is that you don't have to create something completely new. You just need to identify where people are frustrated, stuck, or in pain, and provide a better, faster, or cheaper solution. Start by observing your surroundings. Where do people complain? What tasks waste their time or energy? Those complaints are signals pointing you toward untapped opportunities. Remember, the person who understands a problem deeply and acts quickly to solve it becomes the one who controls the flow of money. Don't chase money, chase problems, and money will chase you. In today's fast-moving world, success often comes down to speed and presence, not perfection. Many people believe they need to be the most talented, the most skilled, or the most prepared before they can start making money. But the reality is, the market doesn't always reward the best. It rewards those who show up at the right time, in the right place. Think about how the modern economy works. Customers have short attention spans, and their needs change quickly. They don't wait for the absolute best product or service. They go with what is available when they need it most. Convenience often beats excellence. Here's a real-world example. During the lockdown, entire neighborhoods were closed, and people struggled to access basic goods like food. A quick-thinking student saw an opportunity and started selling sandwiches inside the lockdown zone. Was he the best chef? No. Were his sandwiches perfect? Absolutely not. But he was there when people were hungry, and that made all the difference. This principle applies everywhere. You don't need to have the biggest business or the most advanced solution. You just need to be accessible and fast. In fact, many startups succeed because they launch quickly, learn from the market, and improve along the way. They don't waste years trying to perfect something before putting it out there. The key takeaway: stop waiting for everything to be perfect before you act. While you're polishing your idea, someone else is already serving customers and earning money. Success belongs to those who act now and adapt later. So, ask yourself, where can I show up faster than others? Where can I make things easier for people right now? Sometimes, being the first to respond creates more value than being the most qualified. Remember, in the age of speed, proximity and timing are worth more than perfection. Show up when it matters, and the market will reward you. Most people see expenses as something that takes money away. They think, I have to pay this bill, I have to cover that cost. But successful people see expenses differently. They look for ways to transform every cost into an investment or a source of income. The poor and middle class usually spend money to survive, while the wealthy find creative ways to make their spending work for them. This mindset shift is powerful because it turns what seems like a financial burden into a potential business opportunity. Here's an example. Imagine you're already paying for utilities like electricity and water every month. What if you offered to help your neighbors with their bill payments for convenience? While you're doing that, you could also introduce extra services or products like selling prepaid phone cards or other household essentials. Suddenly, a routine expense becomes a channel for generating profit and building customer relationships. This principle works everywhere. Think about travel. Most people see buying plane tickets as an expense. But a smart person might start a travel vlog or create a guidebook, turning every trip into content that attracts followers and advertisers. The expense of traveling becomes an asset that generates long-term value. The key idea is this: don't let money stop at spending. Make it circulate back to you. Every time you take out your wallet, ask yourself, how can this expense bring me something in return? Can it build a connection, create a new service, or generate content that can later be monetized? When you start thinking this way, you'll realize there are opportunities hidden in almost every payment you make. The difference between staying broke and becoming wealthy often lies in this single question: do I spend money just to live, or do I spend money to make more money? Turn your costs into investments, and your financial life will never look the same again. If there is one rule the market rewards consistently, it's this: speed beats perfection. Opportunities don't last forever. They appear, and then they vanish as quickly as they came. Those who act fast win. Those who hesitate lose. Many people fail financially not because they lack ideas, but because they overthink. They spend weeks, months, or even years analyzing every tiny detail, waiting for the perfect plan, the perfect timing, or the perfect conditions. By the time they act, someone else has already taken the opportunity and the profit. The reality is, money hates waiting. It moves toward those who are decisive and take action without delay. Successful entrepreneurs understand this. When they see a good idea or an emerging trend, they don't wait for 100% certainty. They jump in, test, and adjust along the way. Here's the truth: mistakes are part of the process. Acting fast doesn't mean being careless. It means learning by doing, instead of waiting for guarantees. You can always fix a bad decision, but you can never recover lost time. Think about the rise of delivery services during the pandemic. Many companies waited for market research and perfect systems. Meanwhile, smaller players launched basic delivery services immediately. They weren't perfect, but they captured the demand and built loyal customer bases before big brands even started. The takeaway is simple: when an opportunity comes, act first, improve later. If you hesitate, someone else will take your place. In business and life, being early is often more profitable than being perfect. Ask yourself, what idea have I been sitting on? What project am I delaying because I'm afraid it's not perfect yet? Start now. Refine as you go. Because in the world of money, speed isn't everything. It's the only thing. Many people believe success means doing everything by themselves, creating the product, marketing it, selling it, and managing every detail. But in reality, the most successful individuals rarely do everything alone. Instead, they focus on connecting value rather than producing all of it. Money flows where connections happen. In fact, some of the wealthiest people in the world didn't create the products we use daily. They built platforms that connect buyers and sellers. Think about Uber. They don't own cars. Airbnb doesn't own properties. These companies thrive because they position themselves in the middle of the value stream, connecting two parties and earning from that link. This is why brokers, agents, and coordinators will always have a place in the economy. Many underestimate these roles, thinking they're secondary to real businesses. But the truth is, they provide an essential service, reducing friction, saving time, and creating trust between two sides. That's real value, and people pay for it. The beauty of this model is its flexibility. You don't need to manufacture a single item. You don't need to have huge capital. All you need is to understand what one group needs and connect them with those who can provide it. Whether it's products, services, or even information, there is always a gap, and you can position yourself right in the middle. Ask yourself, what groups or businesses could benefit from being connected? Where do people struggle to find each other? Every time you bridge that gap, you create value. And when you create value, you create income. Remember, in today's economy, the connector often earns more than the producer. So stop thinking you have to do it all. Instead, master the art of building networks, creating partnerships, and facilitating deals. Because the person who stands at the center of value flow controls the direction of money. Most people only use their skills to earn a paycheck. They trade time for money, working for someone else, and when they stop working, the income stops too. But successful people think differently. They turn skills into products, creating something that can generate income over and over again without requiring constant effort. The truth is, you already have skills that others need, whether it's cooking, photography, coding, teaching, or even personal experiences. Instead of just using these skills in a job, package them into something that can scale. That's the difference between working for money and making money work for you. For example, a graphic designer can keep taking client projects forever, or they can create a course on design, write an ebook, or build ready-made templates for sale. Once these digital products are created, they can be sold repeatedly with little extra work. This is how ordinary skills turn into passive income streams. The beauty of the digital age is that distribution has never been easier. With platforms like YouTube, Udemy, and Amazon Kindle, you can share your knowledge with the world. Every video, course, or guide becomes a digital asset that keeps earning even while you sleep. The key idea is this: don't just sell your time, sell your expertise in a way that multiplies itself. A skill taught once in a classroom benefits a few people. A skill packaged into an online course benefits thousands and pays you for years to come. Ask yourself, what do I know that others would pay to learn? How can I transform that knowledge into a product that lives online? When you stop thinking like an employee and start thinking like a creator, your income potential explodes. Your skills are not just tools, they are assets waiting to be monetized. One of the biggest mistakes aspiring entrepreneurs make is thinking they must handle everything alone: produce the product, handle marketing, manage delivery, and do customer service. This mindset often leads to burnout and limits growth. The truth is, successful people don't try to do everything themselves. They build systems and networks. Instead of doing all the work, they focus on connecting the right people and resources, creating an ecosystem that benefits everyone involved. This concept is powerful because it allows you to scale without being trapped by your own time and energy. Think about major platforms like Amazon or Alibaba. They don't manufacture most of the products they sell. Instead, they create a marketplace where sellers and buyers meet. Their role is to orchestrate the connection, and they earn billions for it. This approach works on a smaller scale too. For example, if you're in the event industry, you don't need to own a venue, provide catering, and manage entertainment all by yourself. Instead, partner with experts in each area and position yourself as the coordinator who brings everything together. You're not doing the work, you're managing the system. Why is this so powerful? Because when you become the hub of a network, you control the flow of opportunities and resources. Everyone depends on you to make things work smoothly, and that's where your value and your income comes from. Ask yourself, who can I collaborate with instead of competing against? What roles can I outsource or delegate to create a bigger system? The more you connect others, the more leverage you have. Remember, great businesses aren't built by lone wolves. They're built by connectors. If you want to scale, stop asking, how can I do it all? And start asking, who can I link together to create value? Because in business, your network is your real net worth. Many people believe that making money requires selling expensive products or premium services to a few clients. While that approach works for some, there's another powerful strategy: sell something affordable to a large number of people. This is the foundation of scalable income. Think about some of the biggest businesses in the world: fast food chains, streaming services, and mobile apps. They don't rely on one or two customers spending thousands of dollars. Instead, they attract millions of customers paying small amounts, creating massive revenue streams. Why does this work? Because low-cost products lower the barrier to entry. People don't hesitate to spend a few dollars, but they think twice before spending hundreds. That means your product or service can spread faster and reach more people, especially if it's something useful, fun, or solves a small but common problem. For example, imagine selling handmade accessories for just a few dollars each. One sale won't make you rich, but if you sell 1,000 pieces a month, you've built a steady stream of income. And with the internet, scaling to thousands or even millions of customers has never been easier. The secret is in volume, not price. Instead of asking, how can I sell one item for $1,000? Ask, what can I sell to 10,000 people for $1? When you think in terms of scale, your earning potential multiplies. This principle also works for digital products like ebooks, templates, or mobile apps. Once you create them, the cost to reproduce is almost zero, which means you can sell to an unlimited number of people without increasing your expenses. So, if you want consistent cash flow, don't ignore the power of small products for the masses. Sometimes, the path to big money is paved with tiny transactions, repeated thousands of times. Remember, serving many at a low price can often be more profitable than serving a few at a high price. One of the most overlooked ways to build income is by teaching what you already know. Many people underestimate their own knowledge, thinking, I'm not an expert, so why would anyone learn from me? But the truth is, people don't always pay for expertise. They pay for guidance, clarity, and real-life experience. You don't need a PhD or 20 years of experience to teach. If you've gone through something others are about to face, your insights are valuable. Maybe you learned how to manage debt, build a side business, bake amazing cakes, or raise a child. These experiences are lessons for someone else, and they're willing to pay for that shortcut. Think about it. When new parents struggle with their first baby, they don't want academic theories. They want practical advice from someone who has been there. That's why a mother sharing her parenting journey through online classes, books, or social media can build a profitable brand. The digital era has made teaching easier than ever. You can create YouTube videos, podcasts, online courses, ebooks, or coaching sessions. Every piece of content becomes an asset that not only earns money, but also builds your authority. The beauty of this strategy is that it scales. A live seminar might reach 50 people, but an online course can reach 50,000. Your knowledge becomes a product, working for you 24/7, even while you sleep. Ask yourself, what challenges have I overcome that others struggle with? What skills do I have that others want to learn? Start small. Record a video, write a short guide, or offer a simple workshop. As your audience grows, so will your income. Remember, your story and skills are valuable. Share them, and you turn your experience into both impact and income. Getting rich quickly is easy. Staying rich is the real challenge. Short-term tactics might bring fast money, but they rarely build lasting wealth. The people who achieve true financial security focus on creating value that lasts, value that cannot be easily replaced. What does long-term value look like? It's trust, reputation, and solutions that continue to serve people for years. Think about the brands you buy from repeatedly. Why do you stay loyal? Because they deliver consistent quality and reliability. That trust didn't happen overnight. It was built over time. If your goal is quick profit, you might succeed temporarily. But if you want opportunities to keep coming, you need to ask, how can I help people win in the long run? The more people associate your name or business with integrity and real results, the harder it is for competitors to replace you. Consider personal branding. When you share knowledge, build relationships, and genuinely care about helping others, you create a foundation that money will always return to. People don't just buy products, they buy trust. And trust is one of the strongest assets you can ever build. Remember this, authenticity and impact outlast trends. Be the person or business that adds real value, not just quick gains. Because when you create something meaningful, money doesn't just visit, it stays. We've just uncovered 10 powerful money principles that can completely change the way you think about wealth. From solving problems to turning skills into products, from moving fast to building long-term value. These aren't just theories. They are practical strategies that successful people use every single day. Now, the real question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Ideas are only valuable when you act on them. Start small. Pick one principle and apply it today. Whether it's creating a digital product, spotting an untapped opportunity, or simply shifting how you view expenses, every step counts. Remember, money doesn't come to those who wait. It flows to those who create value, take action, and think differently. And if you want more insights like this to keep growing, support our journey by subscribing to Merchant Wisdom, liking this video, and sharing it with someone who needs it. Your future wealth begins with a decision today. So, are you ready to build not just income, but impact? Let's make it happen.